Hey guys, it's Christy and welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me. Today I am so excited because we're going to be ranking all of the new makeup that I tried in the month of July. So before we get into it, I hope you'll consider subscribing to my channel before you leave. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoy, and let's get into it. Alright, so July ended up being a busier month than I expected. There was a couple of new launches, but for the most part, a lot of these products are from a haul I did about a week and a half ago at this point. I tried a lot of products. Some of them I don't feel like I've had enough time with, so you'll see them at the end of August, so I can test them out a little bit more thoroughly before gaining my final thoughts. Some of them I haven't put down since I got them, so I've definitely gathered my thoughts on those. But let's just hop right into it. We have 14 products we're going to be talking about today, and coming in at number 14 is actually from Huda Beauty. This is the new One Coat Wow mascara. So I was really on the fence about this one initially. I really wanted to love it, and I'm going to keep trying to use it. So this one is supposed to be unique in that one side of the brush looks more like an hourglass, and then if you turn it, it's more of a convex side. It's more of a diamond shape. So the hourglass is supposed to load the product on the lashes, and then you're supposed to use the more diamond side to comb it through the lashes. I'm not wearing this today because I wanted a bit of a break from it, if I'm being honest. I've been testing it out thoroughly this past week, and I feel like this mascara it definitely gives a ton of volume. It makes the lashes look very thick, but I find that you really get too much product out on the brush, and as a result, it's just too much. It ends up being a little bit clumpy, and this is a rubber bristle wand, which I also don't like. I much prefer fibers just because I think they're much more gentle on the lashes, and I'm not as worried about poking myself in the eye. I'm a clumsy person. It is what it is. If there's a chance I can poke myself in the eye, I'm going to do that. So the wand isn't my favorite. I feel like you get too much product out with this one. I also find it to be a little bit clumpy. It does smudge. It does flake a little bit. I've heard a lot of people say that it kind of weighs their lashes down. I can see that. For the most part, I find that this does make my lashes very voluminous, and it does keep them curled, but I can absolutely see it weighing your lashes down by the end of the day because there's so much that comes out on the brush, and it's very hard to control. So for that reason, this isn't my favorite. Today I went back to my Lancome Lash Idol with my Lancome primer, and it's just my favorite combo. It just makes my lashes look super long, and I love that. Another thing with this, when you take it off, because it loads so much product, it is just a mess when you're taking it off at the end of the night. I'll go in with my cleansing balm and I just have this all over my face. So again, not a favorite. I will use it up, but not a favorite. Number 13 might be somewhat of a surprise, but I tried out the Rare Beauty liquid blushes. So this is a product that I said I didn't want to try. I was not interested in trying. So I did post a video talking about viral makeup that I would not be purchasing. And I kind of want to do another one of those because there's always new viral products. So let me know if you want to see that. But I got a lot of people in that video saying at least give the Rare Beauty blushes a try, even in a mini. So they did come out with a little mini set that included a little mini of the shade Happy and one of their liquid lip balms. I only used the lip balm once. I think it's phenomenal, but I want to try it a couple more times. This I have used a few times, and honestly, I think the shade's pretty. It's definitely, it just looks like this. It is more of a cool pink. I think the shade's pretty. I think it blends out, and I think it is very long wearing, but just as I thought, I don't get a ton of use out of liquid blushes. They're just not my favorite, and it's too pigmented. So my favorite way to use this is to put it on my hand and then work it into the brush off the back of my hand and then apply it to the face. I would never put this directly on the face, and that's my favorite way to apply this. Again, it's not a bad product. It's a good product. It's just too pigmented for my personal taste, and it's just also not the type of product that I tend to reach for a lot. So that's why this one's ranking lower. It's not a bad product. It's just not going to be a favorite of mine. Okay, coming in at number 12 is a new blush. This is from L'Oreal. This is their Infallible 24-Hour Fresh Wear Blush. I don't think it's available in Canada yet. This is in the shade Confident Pink. This one I got when I went to Ulta. So this is a really pretty blush, and I wanted to try this because I really love the Infallible bronzer. The problem with this is that it's too pigmented. So there is quite a bit of kick up I find when using this blush, which doesn't necessarily bother me. It can be messy, so just know that if kick up bothers you, then this one might bother you a little bit. This feels very, very smooth to the touch in the pan. It looks really nice. The shade is really pretty. But again, it is very pigmented. I wore this yesterday and I did one swipe in the pan with my brush and I was able to do both cheeks and I got more than enough blush. So again, very, very pigmented, more pigmented than I prefer for my powder blushes. I prefer a blush that I have to build up a little bit. So not a favorite, but still pretty good. So that is number 12. Coming in at number 11 is from Give Beauty, and this is one of their new Feelin' Cheeky Amplifying Blush Duo in the shade Lasting Love. So Give came out with a bunch of these duos this month, and each duo, these are both powders. It's not a cream and powder, it is both powders, but one powder is more of a matte, the other is like a shimmer topper. So this one is supposed to be like a coral pink. So you can see the matte, we have the shimmer up here. The shimmer is significantly brighter and it's got sort of like a gold shimmer to it. I do have a YouTube short up on this one, just trying it on. I over applied the product in the short just so you could really see on camera what the shade's going to look like. But this is, like I was just talking about, a more buildable blush formula, which I love. I like being able to customize just how much blush I'm wearing. So today I have just this bottom shade on. I didn't top it with this one. I just have the bottom shade on and I really like it. I think it looks really nice. I think I got plenty of pigment. When I go in with this, it brightens things up quite a bit and it's almost too much for my preference. I don't always love a shimmery blush. So this top one isn't my favorite. This bottom one I think is really beautiful though. So I think the formula of these are great. They can be built up to be incredibly, incredibly pigmented, or you can sheer them out. But because I only love half the duo, I decided to put this one in at number 11. It's a great formula. It's just that I only love half of it. Coming in at number 10 is also from Give. This is the Bubble Pop Electric Gloss in the shade Dolled Up. So this is a really pretty gloss. This is very much a baby doll pink. So the name is quite accurate. So as you can see, this is very, very much a Barbie doll pink. Very pretty. This is a really thick gloss. The only reason it's ranking a little bit lower, because I really do like it, is that it's a more stickier gloss, which is not my preference. I do prefer more like the Pat McGrath texture in my glosses, because Pat McGrath's glosses are also thicker, but they're completely non-sticky, so I do prefer that type of formula in a gloss. However, this is very long wearing because it is so sticky. So I do still like this one a lot. It also smells really good. It smells like cupcakes. So really love that. So I do like this gloss. It's just that I think if you don't like sticky glosses, I would maybe stay away from this. I believe I was wearing this in my review of the Maybelline Skin Tint, I think is when I was wearing this. I like it. I do think it's very beautiful. The skin tint is not going to be in this video because I've only worn it twice and I just didn't feel that that was enough. Coming in at number 9 is from ColourPop. This is their pressed powder blush in the shade Swirled. So we're actually at a point in the ranking now where I pretty much love everything here. So this is the new ColourPop blushes. These again have a ton of kick up. They're very, very powdery. This is the shade Swirled and it is so pretty. It goes with everything. It blends out so beautifully. They did such a good job with this formula in my opinion. Again, I do think that it has a little more kick up than I would like, but because of that it is even more blendable. I've reached for this quite a few times since I picked it up and I've been really, really loving it. I would consider getting more shades in this formula, but the shade Swirled in particular is just a beautiful, perfect peachy pink for me, and it's matte, so it's just perfect. Coming in at number 8 is from Huda Beauty. This is their Glowish Cheeky Vegan Blush in the shade Healthy Peach. So I do have 2 other shades in this formula already, but I did get the shade Healthy Peach and I love it. So again, it looks very, very light in the swatch. I don't even know if you can see that on the back of my hand, but I have been completely living for peach blushes. I want to say this summer, but the last few months in general, I just love peach blushes. and this one is no exception. I love it. It is so light that you never end up looking like you have too much blush on. You never end up with the whole clown cheeks phenomenon. It just looks beautiful. It is definitely buildable, so if you don't like blushes that are too sheer, I would probably stay away from this one. I think this is a shade that's also only going to work if you have very fair skin like I do, because this is a very, very light color, but I do think it's absolutely stunning. Coming in at number 7 is from Give Beauty, and this is their I'm Still Here liquid lipstick, and this is in the shade Cowgirl. I love this. I'm wearing this right now, and it's definitely a more deeper berry shade. This is going to be a shade that's going to be a lot better for the fall, but I really wanted to wear it today. I think this is really nice. This one also smells really, really good. It smells like vanilla. It is your classic liquid lipstick. It dries down very matte. It's incredibly long wearing. I just think it's so pretty. It smells good. I like when my makeup smells good. The doe foot is a really nice shape. I just like everything. It's not patchy. Again, it is drying. It's a liquid lipstick, but I kind of go into these knowing that. So that's really not a complaint. I absolutely love her packaging on these. I think it's so nice. I love that I can see the shade. The difference with the gloss is the black lid versus the gold lid for the liquid lip, but I think it's a phenomenal formula if you like liquid lipsticks. Coming in at number 6 is a new lipstick formula. This is the NARS Power Matte Lipstick. I have the shade Dragon Girl. So I put this one on in my most recent Trying New Makeup video. I love this red so much. This is the Most Flattering Red lipstick. I'll show you a quick swatch. This is definitely more of a blue-based red, so it's that type of red that is going to make your teeth look super white, and it's just so beautiful. It looks so nice on the lips. It doesn't enhance lines or anything like that. It's just so comfortable. And it is incredibly long wearing for a bullet lipstick, which I think also gains at major points with me. It doesn't move around. There's just something special about this red. Again, it's the longevity. It's the way it wears. It is the exact tone. It's the way it doesn't zap all of the moisture out of your lips. It dries down, but it doesn't feel overly dry, if that makes sense. So I'm not surprised NARS did an amazing job with this formula, but I absolutely love it. Coming in at number 5 is the only palette I actually tried this month. This is from Too Faced. This is the Born This Way Sunset Stripped palette. So this is one that I believe came out last year, and I didn't pick it up, but I heard really good things about. So recently I got it, and I love this palette. So I have been burned in the past by Too Faced eyeshadows. The palettes in the tin packaging aren't always so good. Some of the ones they have in the little packaging, like the Too Femme palette, that didn't do me well. The formula in this palette is so, so good. I love it. It's so blendable. It's so easy to work with. The shimmers are stunning. I love it. There is not one single dud in this palette. I absolutely love this one. I have not put it down essentially since I got it. The first time that I've used something else is actually today. So that goes to show, I think, how much I really, really love this. I think they did such a good job with this formula. I did not expect to love this as much as I do. I was fully expecting to, like I said, find a dud in this palette or have some sort of issue with the formula. There is not one problem with this. It is gold. I love it. Coming in at number 4 is surprisingly a highlighter. This is from Fenty Beauty, and this is the Killawatt Freestyle Highlighter Duo. So these have been around for a long time at this point, but I love them. So mine is in 01, so this is the lightest duo that they have. This shade here is in Lightning Dust, and then we have Fire Crystal. Lightning Dust is almost like a cream to powder. It's a much more subdued highlight, so this is actually the one I have on today. So you do still get a glow, but it is a lot more subdued. This one is going to be your very, very sparkly topper that is going to pack on the shine. So I don't reach for this one as often, but I love this one for a daily highlight. I just think it looks pretty. I think it gives a really, really pretty glow from within kind of look. I think it's beautiful. I can't believe I've never tried these duos before, but this is actually very, very stunning. Coming in at number 3 is a product that would probably be number 1 had I gotten the right shade. This is the Too Faced Born This Way Healthy Glow Moisturizing Skin Tint with SPF 30. So I picked this up on a recent trip to Ulta because I'd heard Brianna Fox raving about it. I wanted to pick it up when it first came out. I thought the packaging was super beautiful, so I really wanted to try this, but because it has SPF and I'm in Canada, it's going to be delayed. So it's still not available in Canada, but I got the shade Porcelain. It is the wrong shade if you are my skin tone twin. This described itself as fair with neutral undertones. It's more, I would say it's more light. That is not fair, in my opinion. So I am impatiently waiting for when I can make another trip and then just grab a better shade. I have been mixing this with a couple of other products. I actually mixed it yesterday with my MAC Face and Body, which is way too light for me. So they kind of work together to create a perfect shade. That's how I've been using this. I did try mixing it with the Maybelline Skin Tint. I didn't love that as much. I'm probably going to try it again because I don't know why exactly I didn't love it, so I kind of want to figure that out. This I love so much. Historically, I do have issues with Too Faced complexion products. I find they do tend to pull yellow, but this is supposed to be 24-hour wear, vegan, UVA, UVB protection, all-day hydration, non-acnogenic. This is so good. So this actually gives a lot of coverage for a skin tint, but I think what is the most special about this is the way it feels when you're blending it onto the skin. I find you lose a little bit of this when you mix it with other products, but when you're blending just this onto the skin, it feels like you're blending out a moisturizer, like the Tatcha Dewy Skin Moisturizer, with that silky feeling that just feels so luxurious and so nice. That's what this feels like to me when I'm blending this onto the skin. When I mix it with my MAC Face and Body or the Maybelline, I find I lose an element of that. But when it's just this, it feels so nice. It's literally like a luxurious experience just putting on your skin tint. It's bizarre, but I love it so much when it's all blended out. It looks beautiful on the skin. It looks so flawless. It gives the skin like a nice luminosity that it retains throughout the day and just keeps you looking completely flawless. I love this. I think it's so good. I'm just kicking myself for getting the wrong shade. And in store, it looked like the right shade. I read the description. I thought it was right. I looked at it in store. I thought it was right. I completely forgot that their lights can really mess you up. And I should have gotten something lighter. Okay, coming in at number 2 is from Fenty. This is their Sun Stalker Instant Warmth Bronzer in the shade Into Sun. So I have been looking at this on and off for years. I know this is not a new bronzer, but this is a product that was chosen by my husband when we went to Sephora. He thought this would be very me, and he was quite right. I love this bronzer. I didn't use it today because I'm also going to be filming my Project Pan update, and I chose to use that bronzer instead, but I wish I used this one because I love it so much. It's so blendable. The shade of this is a perfect neutral tone, so it is so flattering. I love the way this looks on the skin. I love how easy it blends out. I love that it's kind of sheer but buildable. I think it's so beautiful. This is the only one I want to reach for lately. And coming in at number 1 is another product that I have essentially been using exclusively since I got it for the last week. This is the Makeup Forever HD Skin Concealer. I love this. This is so good. I do have this on today. So I think this is replacing their Ultra HD concealer that was much more full coverage. So this one just looks like this. I do have a full review up of this one as well. I did a 10-hour wear test, but I have not put this concealer down since I wore it. This is supposed to be a smooth and blur undetectable concealer. So this creases less than any other concealer that I've ever used. All concealers are going to crease. If you have lines, the product is going in there. But there are some concealers that do it less than others. And this is probably the least creasing concealer I've ever used. This blends out so easily, so beautifully. It feels incredibly lightweight on the under eyes. It is a medium coverage, so if you're looking for something that's going to be a very full coverage, this will not be it. I find I can't even build this to get a lot more coverage. I think if you have really dark circles, a corrector will be really nice. I actually put the new NARS corrector underneath it today. I'm still testing that one out as well, but I do think this is incredible. I've been enjoying it so much. It's so lightweight. It doesn't feel like I've got anything on. but it really just pulls everything together, and I absolutely love this. I think they nailed it with this product. So that is, I believe, 14 products that I tried in the month of July. Like I mentioned, there are some products that you saw me try recently that I just haven't tried enough in order to form my opinion, so you'll see those at the end of August. And I am also predicting that sometime in August we will start seeing some holiday releases come out. I know it's so soon, but I am so excited for it. But that is it for me today. If you're new here, I hope you will consider subscribing before you go. I do upload at least 3 new videos every single week. Thank you again so very much for watching, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!